YouTube, what is up guys? Today I'm going to break down the fight this weekend between these two men, Israel Adesanya and Paulo Costa. Both undefeated, very good strikers. Paulo Costa is 6'1". We got Israel Adesanya at 6'4", both 185 pounds. Lots of beef on both sides here. Very strong gentlemen. Izzy got a little bigger reach. Obviously, he's a little taller, so usually that makes your arms and legs a little longer as well. Paulo Costa on paper has more power, but we'll get into all this in a minute. Let's just keep going down the stats, and then we'll break down how I think the fight is actually going to go. So both these men like to just keep it standing. Izzy has had one decision. Costa's had none. Both of them just like to keep it standing, banging. I don't see either of these men shooting a takedown unless one of them gets rocked, and they got to get the fight to slow down for a minute while they catch their marbles. You know, average strikes landed per minute. Costa is very higher on this because they are completely different types of fighters. Adesanya likes to sit, wait, react, and counter. As far as Paulo Costa, he just goes for the freaking kill. So his stats they're gonna look a little off-centered here, but when you get into their styles, it'll make it seem a little more even. Takedown defense, both of them very good takedown defense. Neither of these guys really shoots for takedowns ever. Izzy's only ever attempted one submission, and Costa's never attempted a submission ever. Obviously, both these men train a lot of jiu-jitsu, a lot of ground, and everything. Either way, I think it's going to be a stand-up fight, and I'm very excited. So here, let me start off by just showing you guys kind of how they come apart when the fight starts. So Izzy likes to take the center and just kind of wait and react for his opponent, kind of slip and counter, make some reads. Well, Costa, as you can see, he just goes there. He's got a really wide power stance, and he just comes forward, throws bombs, and doesn't really worry about much. Now here's an example of Izzy, how he likes to just slip and counter his opponents. Here is a head kick, and you can see he does a long rhythm slip using mostly just his upper body and a little bit of footwork. Does the same thing here to get out of the way of a punch. Now he likes to do those slips and then come right back, but he uses a lot bigger motion. Being the taller fighter, this is really going to help him a lot. Now also, Izzy uses both stances. You can see here he does a retreat, but he switches his stance. We call that a stance shift and retreat, and it's very useful. Here, Paulo Costa, as you can see, he does slips too, but he just does short rhythm slips just to throw right back and stay in the pocket. So he's never really trying to move backwards. He's always trying to move forward, which is good for his power, but it also leaves him open to get caught, as you can see here. Against Izzy, I think he's going to be a little more cautious on this. Now here, right here, is one game plan I would say for Paulo Costa. You can go off. Izzy really likes to do these long rhythm slips where he's just mostly moving his upper body. Now this is great when opponents are striking your head, but if you throw a feint or you throw a jab or something, get your opponent to react, and then you kick them in the body or the leg, that's wide open, and they have all their weight on there. So if he can get Izzy to move back a little bit and do one of those and kick him in the stomach or throw a hook to the stomach, or even like jab inside kick or jab outside kick, and really put a lot of pressure on that leg. Izzy, on the other hand, he likes to fight guys that are coming right forward. So if Costa just keeps to his normal game plan of coming right forward, he's going to get smoked. Izzy is just going to slip and counter his ass. And I would bet the whole house on this fight. But if Costa fights a little smarter, maybe doesn't use such a wide power stance, kind of shortens his stance a little bit, kind of similar to how Izzy stands, and kind of uses a little more in and out movement, I can see Costa doing a little more damage, but he's going to have to fight smart and use some of those things, like how Izzy likes to really put all of his weight on his back legs when he avoids shots. Because, yeah, that'll work great if they're coming at the head, but if they follow up to the body, that's a recipe for disaster. I had a fighter, Karen York, and I saw her once in training knock out a dude with a liver kick, and she did this. The dude kept going like that every time she punched, and I told her, I'm like, throw a punch, make him go like that, and then kick him in the liver. And next round, she dropped him, looked over at me, I want one of those, and we went back to training. Now, this is just my take on how this fight is going to go. This is going to be a very close fight on paper. They're both undefeated, but I really would give it to Izzy, unless Paulo Costa can fight a little smarter, but I haven't seen enough of him fighting smart to really think that maybe he'll do that. I really don't know. If you're wondering if I have any credentials, I'm a former fighter. I've been coaching professionally for 7 or 8 years now. I'm a black belt in karate and jiu-jitsu. This is the gym I work at. says coach right here, MMA Underground, Crystal Lake, Illinois. These are all the different martial arts we do. And I've been in the game for a very long time. I've probably been training longer than both these fighters in the main event. So best of luck to both men. This would be a great fight. But that is my take. I would bet the house on Izzy. I think he's a smarter fighter, and he can stay calm under pressure a little more, I'd say. So it's anyone's game. This is just my take on it. Let me know if you guys like the video. Let me know if you like the green screen effects, and I'll see you guys later.